Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Catherine for inviting me to speak and be here today with you to share a message. I also want to say thank you to her family. Thank you, Crystal and Tweety. And Jenny, who's not here tonight, I just want to say thank you for your warm hospitality and allowing me to be able to share this message with you today. So, the theme of this program, as we know, is 2020 Vision. Well, that's also the message today, too. And I'm going to go into that in a bit. I want you to first remember and understand that your life does not belong to you. It belongs to God. So repeat after me. My life does not belong to me.
Does not belong to me.
It belongs to God.
It belongs to God.
And when you understand that your life belongs to God, it's easier for you to accomplish the mission of God. And the mission is the same for everyone. And that is to be obedient. Okay? And when you are obedient, then that allows you to accomplish God's will. You cannot allow yourself to get focused on your own ideas, because everyone has ideas. But not every idea comes from God. And that's why every idea is not successful. Because it has to come from God. And so we talk about Black history and many of the remarkable people that we know about in history. And those people who were successful, their ideas came out of love, which is God. And that's why those ideas were successful. If your idea is birthed from the opposite of God, focusing on greed and ambition, your personal ambition, then it's not going to go too far. Okay? And then your mind will be focused on being competitive when you don't need to be, because when you're doing God's will, there's no need for that. 2020 vision. Seeing it God's way means to be obedient, to be grateful to God for the opportunity, and to believe. So we're going to go over these three things. So let me share my story with you. As a child, I was very passionate about Black history, okay? Extremely passionate. And the love was extremely powerful, and it's been there for a very long time. I had no idea that I would be doing what I'm doing today. But the way life works is, as you know, timing is everything. And so God gives you the right time to do that very thing that He has placed in your heart to do. And it's your job to be appreciative, grateful of every part of your journey. So when you know you have something in your heart, like I knew I was very passionate about my ancestors for a very long time. But instead of trying to seek and find ways of what to do about it then and there, I enjoyed every part of the journey. And two, I was given clearance. So every job I had, before doing what I do now as an educational toy maker, I enjoyed the journey and allowed those experiences to help me grow into the person I am today. So even if you don't feel like what you're doing at the moment is working towards the thing that you have so deeply inside of you, don't worry, because it all works out in the end. So in every chapter of your life, you must appreciate that part of the story. I'm going to share a quote with you that was my confirmation of what I was supposed to do. It's by Dr. Bernice King. She is the daughter of Martin Luther King. She said, "We can no longer wait for someone else to do for us what we ought to do for ourselves." And that was a big thing for me, because we know that the textbooks in the classrooms and those materials, we've been talking about it as a community for many years, of the story being summed up as oppression, slavery, civil rights, Reconstruction era. So we can talk about things and we can advocate for those things. But at some point, we have to come up with solutions. She also continued to say we must use our minds creatively to build a more knowledgeable community and recapture the minds and imagination of our children. It is time to tell the true story of our history and our heritage. These are the words of Dr. Bernice King. This message was my confirmation to do exactly what was in my heart. And at the time that I read that, I knew that it was time for me to start the very thing that I was passionate about since my youth. So in 2010, I began to walk in my calling. And at this time, as I was beginning to walk in my calling, I didn't know that it was toys yet. So I started to go in the way I thought I was supposed to be going. So I started a doctorate program. And I was researching on how the presentation of Black history impacts the achievement level of our children when they read about the history as it's presented. My hypothesis was focused on it decreases their achievement level because the messages are negative. And 3 years into the program, I realized, wow, so many people have already researched this problem and have done a good job of documenting it. And so I said, okay, research is not the way. Everyone has already talked about it. People know the problem exists. More people than I had expected. I want to focus on solutions. Enough is enough with the research. But although I felt that way, my personality type, I believe in finishing what I start. So I continued on the program. But while I was in it, God gave me a message. And he said, Tiffany, through a dream, you're going to create children's toys. This is how you're going to focus on a solution. I heard the message, but my personality got in the way. I need to finish what I start. And so at that time, I began to continue to go through the program. But then God, in his amazing ways, he starts to give me recurring dreams. Boom. Another one. Boom. And they're very powerful, letting me know, Tiffany, you're getting distracted. You're going to miss your calling through this distraction. And he says very loudly in the dream, use your gift, or you're going to lose it, and it's going to move fast. And that dream scared me, because my confirmations have always come in threes, and I knew that I needed to leave right then and there. So I spoke to my husband, and I said, we need to talk. I said, baby, I like to finish what I started, but I'm not going to finish this program. At this point, guys, I've already finished the coursework, okay? And I'm pretty much done at that part, but there's still more to do. You have to do your dissertation, you have to do all of that. And so I decided to leave the program, and I took time seeking God to help me to know exactly what I was supposed to do. But I knew the program was a distraction, and it was so much to the point that I actually had forgot that God told me a year before that I was supposed to create educational toys. Completely forgot. But I love to journal, and that is how I'm able to recapture the things that happen in my life. So, soon later, finally, it hits me again, and his kindness. God shows me, Tiffany, children learn through play. And he reminded me after I had my daughter. Sometimes all it takes to go back to childhood, right? He reminded me after I had my daughter, children learn through play. And so it became very, very clear. And so I got to work on Veteran Day, the company devoted to changing the narrative of Black history and building leaders. My background, by the way, is on leadership. I was a leadership instructor for 17 years in higher education. And so when I think of Black history, I automatically see it as leadership. That is my view of Black history, and that is how I share the stories. So my vision was clear. I had 20/20 vision. Why? Because I chose to be obedient. And I was grateful, and I chose to believe. And that is evident in me leaving the program. So I pursued my calling. And within a year of the concept, I went to market. And that year, I woke up at 3 a.m. every morning to work on these educational toys. And this is while I'm working full-time, and I'm a new mom. And because being a mom matters and being a wife matters, I didn't do it after work. I did it while they were asleep. And so at 3 a.m., I would wake up full of excitement. There was never any tiredness. You would think I would be tired, but I wasn't. I was just so excited because I finally knew. And I finally was there. I was able to pursue that very thing that was in my heart for so many years. So I was just so thankful that God gave me something to do. And so going to this new part of my life where I'm researching and I'm in market now, God showed me very clearly that I was on the right path. Not only did I get in the market within a year of concept, but then it went on to become a finalist for the Toy of the Year Award. And I was in the same book as Mattel and Barbie and all of those other famous products that you all create, that we all know about. That's a confirmation from God. Those things only can come from God. Soon after that, the first toy is now the Family Choice Award, and then Creative Child Award. And those things can only come from God. That's when you know. Once again, God giving confirmation. Tiffany, you've done what I asked you to do. This is your confirmation. And God will give you those encouraging matters so that you can know that you're on the right track. Our ancestors have shown us for many years throughout history that obedience is the way, that love is the way, and that you must reject fear at every stage. How many of you have ever felt fearful? And many of us do. It's a natural part of life, especially when you're going into an area of the unknown. But there's no need to fear when you have God. And when you are truly convinced that God is with you and that He gave you the thing to do. You have to go in full confidence. So let's talk about some of our inventors who have given me the inspiration I needed to continue. Garrett Morgan, the inventor of the first three-way traffic signal. He's actually in your booklet. There's a picture of him there. Now, he was motivated to create that three-way traffic signal after he witnessed a car accident. And he decided, how can I make people more safe? So he used that thing that he saw, and the love that was inside of him sparked him to have the idea to do something to help people to be safe, and created a three-way traffic signal. Once again, he witnessed something else that bothered him. There was a mining accident. He also saw a fire, and he decided, I need to make something where people can save others' lives safely. So he created the early gas mask. And that early gas mask, as we know, was the blueprint for what firemen use today. And let me tell you how remarkable he is, because during that time, even with the racism and discrimination, he did not allow that to stop him. He wanted so badly to give and contribute his best to society. And when they realized that it was created by a black man, they wouldn't buy. They wouldn't purchase. But he got smart. And he decided, I'm going to have a white man do the demonstration and demonstrate how well this product works. And I am going to have on the mask, and they won't see me. So he put on this gas mask, demonstrating how it works, while his colleague, a white male, talked about it to get people excited about it. And he is famous for portraying himself as the Indian chief. And so that is how he got his product to sell. And the mining companies, okay, and the fire departments were his first customers. And he sold very well. And so these are the things that we witness in history. And most of these inventions are in the 1800s. So there is no excuse for us today. Because in the 1800s, it was overwhelming challenges. And if they can do it then we know we can. Let's talk about someone else. Who knows about Frederick? Actually, I'm going to give you someone, Frederick Jones. Who knows about him? How many of you go to the grocery stores? Everyone does. Everyone should be raising their hands. Well, that industry wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Frederick Jones. He is the creator, the inventor of mobile refrigeration, which helps transport perishable foods. Before then, there was no grocery store industry because there was no way to transport the food safely. Restaurants weren't what they are today. Blood was not able to transport. So the military was his first customers. This is your people. These are your ancestors. And so we have so much to be proud of. His invention was recognized by the White House and he received a medal for it. These are things that you should know. These are things that our children should know so that they can remember that everything, for the most part, that we experience in this wonderful country has been invented by their ancestors. How motivating is that? 2020 vision. Seeing it God's way, using love to guide you, will allow you to be obedient. And in that obedience, you will have crystal clear 2020 vision. Are you ready? Are you ready to have 2020 vision? Are you ready to be obedient? Are you ready to reject fear? Are you ready to accept the challenges that God has for you so you can do what you're supposed to do? It's all about contributing your best to society because we only have one life. And in this one life, you want to contribute your best in whatever it is you're doing. If it's the children's ministry, doing your best with that. If it's helping out with human trafficking, doing your best with that. Anything that has been placed in your heart, your job is to do your best with that. So church family, I want you to remember that obedience is your crystal clear 2020 vision. Obedience is your 2020 vision. Never forget. And you need to believe. I want some volunteers. Can our volunteers come up here, please? All my volunteers, come up here. Now, I need one random volunteer. Who's willing? Who is willing? We have leaders in the room. 2020 vision. Obedience. going to blindfold you. You mind? Can you see? Awesome. I want you to turn around. And your job, can y'all hear me? Yes. And your job is to focus on me. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Good. I'm going to stay in a straight line. I'm going to move back a little bit. Your job is to follow my voice. As I whisper to you, you're going to stay and you're going to move on my cue. Walk to me. Very good. Stay right there. What I want you guys to know is the purpose of that demonstration is for you to physically see with your eyes what it means to have 20/20 vision. Because his eyes, physically, he could not see, but spiritually he can see. And he followed the voice, listening to God's whisper. And he was able to stay straight, regardless of the distraction of the people on the opposite side who were clearly going a different route, walking a different way. Because your journey is your journey. You're not going in the same way. You're not going in the same direction. So it doesn't matter if you get distracted. Don't get distracted by the noises. When your fellow friends, your fellow people around you are talking to you about different things, you stay focused. Your eyes, your mind, your spirit is on the prize. And the prize is that very thing that God has placed in you. And that is 20/20 vision. Being obedient. And he showed that today. Good job. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. Today is February 23rd, yes? And February 23rd, do anybody know whose birthday it is today? One of our famous ancestors. He's probably more famous than many people. He was in the NAACP. Anybody? Then I'll tell you. You got it? No. Okay. W.E. Du Bois. He was born February 23rd, 1868. And because he was born this day, over 100 years ago, I would like to share his quote. He's the founder, one of the founders of the NAACP. And he was the first African-American to earn his PhD from Harvard University. This is a quote that I want to leave you with. Are you listening? Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow. Not some convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed day. You know, when you plant the seed. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime. I want to thank you. 20/20 vision. What is it?
20/20 vision.
What does 20/20 vision mean?
Obedience.
To be obedient. I want to play a video for you real quick as we end. I'm going to end with this video, and I want to thank you so much for your time and allow me to share this message with you.